Welcome to the Skip and Shannon Undisputed podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. You can catch us Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific on FS1. Here's what this podcast is all about. It's an unscripted, unfiltered, undisputed version of the day's show, and there is a lot to get into in today's podcast. Skip and Shannon, let's debate.
Cleveland, Ohio, how are you? Thank you. We have had, this is our fourth show. We have had 4 great crowds. I think this might be the best yet. And I want to thank all of you for your hospitality this week, because I know Wednesday night was really tough. Maybe tonight will be the reverse of really tough, but thank you for being so great to Undisputed this week.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great crowd, a lot of fun.
I also have to thank my man Justin, who's been in the first row every day and brought me an extra bottle of Diet Dew. And thank you. I've won so many cases of Diet Dew from Shannon. I'm about to win 2 more that I really didn't need anymore, but thank you, Justin.
Let's get it started with tonight's must-win for the Cavs. They're trying to become the first team in NBA history to come back from a 3-0 deficit in the playoffs. The Warriors finished Game 3 on an 11-0 run to win their 15th consecutive playoff game, but don't want to take their foot off the gas. Kevin Durant said yesterday, quote, "They're still the champions, and we got to go take it." Shannon, who wins tonight?
I got the Cavaliers winning. 1-0.
I'm shocked by that pick. I just didn't see it coming.
I got the Cavs winning 108-103. I believe they put up a very similar effort as they gave in Game 3, but I just believe the outcome will be different. I believe given an opportunity to hit that shot in the corner, Kyle Korver will come through. Kyrie, LeBron will put up similar performances. Now, I don't know if LeBron will be 39 or 11 and 9, but I believe he'll be in the 30 points. He'll be close to a triple-double, if not get the triple-double. Kyrie's going to be Kyrie. He seemed to have found his rhythm. JR stays hot, Skip. I just believe that they will find a way to finish this game and get on a plane and go to Golden State and get ready for Game 5 on Sunday. I just believe this. I do not believe LeBron James will get swept on his home court in a Game 4. So I'm riding with the King.
Shannon Sharpe.
Yep.
Or as I call you, La Shannon Sharpe.
Yes.
I hope you were right for the NBA's sake. I love this game. I love this league. I'm sick of the Charles Barkleys of the world ripping the NBA playoffs and trying to elevate the NHL playoffs above the NBA. I'm an NBA man, heart and soul.
Yep.
So for competitive balance sake, I would love to see LeBron and company at least win 1 game and make it semi-interesting.
Yep.
2 games would be fine with me, too. I had Golden State winning in 7. So I actually thought, silly me, King and company could win 3 games.
Correct.
I just don't have a good feeling for the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, because I just don't believe they can pick themselves up off the psychological mat in time to survive what I think is going to be a Lake Erie tidal wave of Golden State emotion tonight that's going to spill all over them in that building right there. Because Golden State is about to hit them with a perfect storm. You know and I know that Golden State has had to live with the infamy, the disgrace, the humiliation, the epic defeat that was Cavs coming from 3-1 down for the first time ever in a finals last year and beating Golden State in its house in a Game 7. And I remind everyone what that fourth quarter was like for Golden State last year in Steph's house. Golden State shot 5 for 19 in the fourth quarter. That's 26%. They went 1 of 10 from 3 in the fourth quarter of Game 7 last year. Steph went 1 of 6 from the field and 1 of 5 from 3. And Golden State in the fourth quarter of Game 7 at home last year managed a grand total of 13 points. Times 4, that would have meant they were on pace for 52 for the game. Golden State, it feels like they can score 13 in 30 seconds now, right?
Yeah, they're scoring 45 in the quarter.
Okay, I got it. So, to me, they've been on this year-long mission to right the wrong, to turn it back around. And what better revenge could they get than sweeping the king off his throne in that building in a game 4 in his house. It just seems like it's on a silver platter now for Golden State to say, watch this. We can accomplish 2 things at once. We can become the first team ever to go 16-0 and sweep the playoffs, and we can sweep LeBron in his building. Well, it's beautiful. How could you couldn't have scripted any better for Golden State, right? And they know it. I think the Cavs know it. And as I watched the interviews, especially LeBron's yesterday, I heard resignation in his voice. I heard accepting defeat. I'm not saying he's giving up. I'm just saying he's sort of accepting his fate, that the other team's just a little better, if not a lot better than his team. That's just the gut feeling I got listening to him. There was a lot of past tense in what he was talking about. We were, you know, that we're finally deep down, because he has such a high basketball IQ, he just gets the fact that they got devastated. They're up 4 with the ball with a minute and a half left in that building. He's got the ball in his hands. I thought he failed twice and Kyrie failed once to close the deal. And because of that, it happened so suddenly and so completely that it's so demoralizing. You know how sports work.
Yeah.
And these things come so fast because there's just a day off in between games. I don't think Cleveland has had time to psychologically recover enough just being around this building yesterday and around just walking around Cleveland. It felt, in a basketball sense, morgue-like. It felt like everybody's, again, a lot of the fans are saying Cavs in 7, here we go. And I get that, and I admire you for that. And again, I wish that J.R. Smith had owned whatever was hacked or tweeted or whatever, Cavs in 7, because that's all you got to hang on to now. So do I think the Cavs will give up tonight? No. I just think you're going to see the very best of Golden State tonight.
Of course.
So gut feeling, and this is my final strategic point. I told you going into Game 3 when I picked the Cavs in a lower scoring game, I had it 102-99. I said if they will just slow the pace and let LeBron dribble some air out of the basketball, they're going to have a shot to win by 3. And what happened in the first half? It went the other way. And I kept tweeting, this is insane. You can't run with Golden State. And then I was told by an insider, Cleveland has decided they can't win slow against Golden State, which I don't get. It's like pick your poison. I would pick slow poison versus fast poison.
Well, Skip, the thing is they don't want the Warriors to get into their half-court set defense because it's too much length. And so they feel the best chance for them is to get before they get set. My thing is, Skip, I think LeBron James and this Cavaliers team is more mentally tough than you actually give it credit for. And I know this was a demoralizing loss. You had this game in the balance. There's no way you're supposed to lose that game with a Kyrie Irving and a LeBron James on a team up by 4 or 5 points with under 2 minutes to go. You just think those guys are good enough to close it.
I did.
But I want to give the Warriors a lot of credit because they could have easily, hey, we're still up 2. Even if we lose this game,
they could have.
We're still up 2-1.
They showed me a lot, especially that tall guy, Kevin Durant.
They dug down and they found a little something extra. I just believe that LeBron, he understands what he's up against. If you heard his press conference, I don't worry about all these great teams. He says, it's my destiny to play in an era of big threes and super teams. It's my destiny. And it seems like he's been smack dab in the middle of the Spurs, of the Celtics. Now this, he'll be ready for the challenge, Skip. He knows what he's up against. He just needs that supporting cast. I believe Kevin Love plays better. I'm out on Tristan Thompson there. I mean, hey, that 1.5 and those little
if you're going to be right tonight, you better not be out on Tristan. He better show up and show out tonight.
But the thing is, Skip, I can't put faith in a guy that in 3 games have scored 0 points. 2 of the 3 games he scored no points. In the other game he has 8. So he's averaging a little under 3 points a game in the rebounding. 5 guys on the Warriors out-rebounded him on Wednesday night, Skip. Yep. That's unacceptable. Tristan Thompson, protect the rim, rebound the ball. And right now he's not, well, it's hard to protect the rim when the ball constantly going in from outside. But the rebounding part, he could do something about that.
Okay. Bottom line to this, I think the Cavs will still try to outgun Golden State, beat it at its own game in this building.
Yes.
And you know what the first half score was in Game 3? It was 67-61 Golden State, which is way too high.
Yes.
The only reason Cleveland crept back into the game is that finally, for one quarter, the third quarter, Golden State hit a little bit of a cold spell. They went 1 for 5 from 3. They scored only 22 points in the third quarter. And Cleveland found itself with, a 7-point lead going to the fourth quarter, and obviously wound up not scoring a single point over the final 3:08 of the game. Not good enough. Can't recover quickly enough. If you're going to try to run and gun with them, it's going to get ugly. I'm going to go high score, but blowout. I'm going to go 125-105 Golden State tonight.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is weird. We have a big Golden State contention here. Wow.
You gotta be objective,
go.
Skip. No mercy. Before we move into the next topic, I want to bring in Skip and Shannon to tell you about a great offer for our listeners from Saks Underwear Company.
Thanks, Joy. Skip and I wanted to tell you about Saks Underwear Company.
That's right, Shannon. We all know that most guys settle for underwear that just isn't quite right. It's not as comfortable as it should be, or it should have been thrown out months ago, if not years ago. Nowadays, there are so many options to choose from, but I want to tell you about one brand, Saks. Shannon and I may disagree from time to time on Undisputed, but who can question the word of a guy who made the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Shannon, how important is comfort when you're working out?
Comfort is very important when you work out. You don't want something too snug. You don't want something too loose. You want something that will absorb the moisture, but you feel comfortable in it. And the more comfortable you are when you work out, I believe the longer you will work out. And that's the most important thing. So I am glad I got an opportunity to try Saks Underwear Company, and they're working great for me.
That's right, Shannon. Saks was created by a real guy, an athlete, and an outdoorsman, so Saks knows what guys are looking for when it comes to a good pair of underwear. Saks is more supportive than other brands out there, and it uses the highest quality material. Saks will keep you cool, dry, and comfortable. We want you to use Saks so you can feel the difference for yourself. Go to our special site, saksunderwear.com/undisputed, and you'll get 20% off your first purchase for a limited time only. That's Saks with 2 X's, saxxunderwear.com/undisputed for 20% off your first purchase.
Thanks, guys. That's saksunderwear.com/undisputed for 20% off your first purchase. That's Saks with 2 X's. One more time, that's saksunderwear.com/undisputed. Now back to the show. No mercy. Staying with LeBron, a loss tonight would drop him to 3-5 in the NBA Finals. This would also be the second time he's been swept in the Finals after the Spurs did it to him in 2007. So, Shannon, what would getting swept do to LeBron's legacy?
It would do absolutely nothing. Magic Johnson got swept twice. He got swept in '83 by the Sixers. He got swept in '89 by the Pistons. Magic Johnson, in many regards, is regarded as a top 5 player. So it did nothing to his legacy. LeBron James is a 4-time league MVP. He's won 3 finals. He's been the MVP in all of those. He's 11-time first-team All-NBA player, 7 straight finals, 2 teams, 4 straight. This would do nothing to his legacy. Now, like I said, for all intents and purposes, unless he were to come back and do something spectacular over the next 3 years, take this Golden State team down as it's currently constructed, then maybe we start having the conversation again. But Skip, this doesn't tarnish what he's already accomplished. He got those. He's the first team. He led the first team to ever come back from a 1-3 deficit. That means something, what he's already accomplished. Put it to you like this. The president, no matter who the president is, he could have the greatest economic boom in the 240-plus year history of America. He can come up with cures for cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. He's not going up on Mount Rushmore. Those guys are already carved in. LeBron James is already a Mount Rushmore player, and he's not going anywhere. This will do absolutely nothing to his legacy, because what he's accomplished, we can't erase. You can't erase, although you're going to try. And every time...
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
And every
How do you know what I'm going to say?
Because every time you come with stain remover, I'm going to come right behind you and write it back in. That's what I'm going to do.
Baloney to all of you. Look, I've always concurred with you. LeBron James is still the best player on the planet. I have never disagreed that he's not an all-time great player.
Yes.
But Joy, here we go again with the Walking Dead apologists. I must defend LeBron. I must defend LeBron. I must defend LeBron.
See what you made me do, Joy? See? You made me do this.
Owe me a computer.
This is nothing but LeBron apology run amok. It's blind witnesses. And I know we have some here, some were saying, I'm a blind witness, tell me before the show started. But instead of fixating on the Golden State potential sweep that I think we're going to see tonight, everyone here in Cleveland is going to try to sweep LeBron's epic failures under the rug or the carpet. And in this case, LeBron is about to fall to 3-5 in finals.
Okay.
LeBron, I think, will get swept out of the finals for the second time in his career. That never happened to Michael Jordan in finals, right?
What about Magic Johnson? Did it happen to Magic?
All right, but we keep saying, you keep telling me Michael Jordan is on par with LeBron James.
No, that's not what I said. If you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story, the true story. I said if LeBron James were to take down this team as it's presently constructed currently, he would be on the same level as Michael Jordan. If he did it again, he would be in the front. Michael would be in the back.
Oh, okay. So just so we are not too delusional here, let's reiterate what has happened to LeBron James. After 4 seasons in this league, he found himself in the finals against my San Antonio Spurs, a team that a lot of people on Undisputed say is not that great, a little bit overrated. Obviously, LeBron got swept. And if you look at what happened in the 2 games in that building, game 3 and 4, they were both close games. LeBron had chances to win both, and he shot 19 for 53 combined from the field in those 2 games. That's 36%, which is not LeBron-esque. He went 2 for 12 from 3 in those 2 games, 17%. He had 5 turnovers in game 3, 6 turnovers in game 4. And in game 4, a 1-point loss, he went 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Now, you can say he was a baby against Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. That's fine, but that happened. And then the owner in 2010, in his last playoff series here in Cleveland before he took his talents to South Beach, accused LeBron of quitting in games 4, 5, and 6 against the Boston Celtics as they collapsed then. Then he goes to South Beach, and in finals number 1, 2011, LeBron James suffered the worst superstar meltdown I have ever witnessed in games 4, 5, and 6. And even you have concurred. That did happen.
It did absolutely happen.
Are we going to stain remove that one now?
Nope,
okay,
no,
thank you very much. I want to make sure about that. Then it took the greatest clutch shot I have ever witnessed in Game 6 of the 2013 Finals to save LeBron's legacy as he came apart down the stretch with 3 turnovers and a late missed 3 that could have sent it to overtime, canceled by Ray Allen hitting the corner 3. Way to go. And then the 2014 Finals, LeBron lost by a record margin. Now, again, he needed help in that Finals, but he was by far the best player on the floor during that Finals and lost by a record margin to my San Antonio Spurs.
28-7-4 says he was the best player.
But they got blown out in game. They lost in 5 games and lost 3 in a row. What was it? 3 in Miami. No, 2 in Miami and 1 back in San Antonio.
Can you tell me what Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh averaged in that series as opposed to the regular season?
Who's the best player on the planet?
He showed it.
Help me.
He showed it.
Oh, okay. I thought in games 3 and 4 back in Miami, I can just show you that he disappeared. He disengaged. There were 2 strange LeBron games where I'm thinking, I'm rooting for the Spurs. What are you doing, LeBron? You're not engaged. You're passive. You're timid. You're tentative.
If he disappeared, did Chris Bosh and D. Wade ever appear?
Maybe not. Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Let's go to this year's finals.
Okay.
Game 1, what happened in the second quarter? And I'm not going to let you sweep this under the rug. LeBron had 6 turnovers in the second quarter of Game 1. 6 and 8 for the game. And obviously, they fell behind by 8 at halftime on the way to losing by 22. Then what happened in Game 2? I'm not going to let LeBron off the hook because he played a sensational first half. And then right on schedule, he disengaged, went timid, went tentative, and quit attacking in the second half. Shot only 6 times, and they fell deeper and deeper behind and lost by 19, correct?
Correct.
And then what happened down the stretch in this building in Game 3? Ball in hand, up 4, minute 30 left. You have to close that deal. You're the king, man, and it's your court. It's your house. And he didn't. So you're how can I stain remove all that? I can't. It happened. Michael Jordan didn't have these things happen to him in his career.
Michael Jordan, in 2 of his first 3 years, he got swept out of the playoffs. Michael Jordan, his team won the championship in 91, 92, 93. He retired in 94. Minus Michael Jordan, they won one more game with Scottie Pippen than they had the year before, and Scottie Pippen had him in the Eastern Conference Final. So what do we say about this? He got swept in 2 of his first 3 rounds. LeBron James never lost in the first round of the playoffs.
It took LeBron James 9 years, LeBron James, before he won his first ring. It's a long time. What did he say that night on the court in the stand-up interview? It's about damn time. 9 years? Wow.
As a 22-year-old, LeBron James had a team in the NBA Finals. As a 22-year-old, Michael Jordan was getting swept in the first round. Are you gonna erase that? What
How about competition? How about Birds Celtics, Magic's Lakers, Isaiah's Bad Boy Pistons? They're all-time great teams. I can't help it.
As Jesus in gym shoes, and he's supposed to be able to overcome that.
Guess what? He scored 63, so you think that's his fault?
And he took the L. I mean, if you're going to Skip, you can't say as the greatest player he should overcome this, but then say the greatest player was going up against great teams. He can't overcome this. You can't have it both ways. If you're great and can overcome it like you asked LeBron James to do, Michael Jordan, who's Jesus, who's above Michael, LeBron, should be able to overcome it.
So now you're telling me that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan.
I just asked you a simple question. I'm just using your logic.
I need you to answer it.
I would do like Skip. Let's change the subject to something else.
I don't ever change the subject. I just fire back with facts.
What kind of car does LeBron have? He drives a Kia.
Do you really? I don't believe that. I don't believe it.
He got a spaceship, too, parked right in the backyard.
Do you really think LeBron... Is he going to drive a Kia to this arena tonight?
No. I saw it.
No.
We'll find out. Game 4 tonight is at Quicken Missouri at 9 p.m. Eastern.
No
mercy. We're joined now by Chris Broussard. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's a good, nice, sunny day here in Cleveland.
A lot of Warriors fans up in here.
They're showing up.
Yeah. Front running. They front running.
That is not fair. Earlier this week, all of the Vegas sports books said these Warriors would be favored over the Jordan-led 96 Bulls that won 72 games. Well, ESPN's 538 broke down the metrics of Jordan's 6 finals opponents and concluded these Warriors were better than any of MJ's finals opponents. Chris, do you agree with that?
I think Skip Bayless would even have to agree with this.
You think
if you're going to be objective, Skip.
Now you're trying to put words in my mouth.
It's not even a question. This is by far a team better than anybody Jordan faced. Jordan never faced a team with more than 2 Hall of Famers. In fact, 5 of his opponents had only 1 Hall of Famer, or 4 of his opponents had only 1 Hall of Famer. LeBron, this team has 4 Hall of Famers, 4 guys who've been all NBA, the best backcourt in NBA history, 2 MVPs in their prime, and I'm going even further. Michael Jordan, of the 6 opponents he faced in the finals, only 9 players were Hall of Famers, and I'm counting Utah's duo of Stockton and Malone twice. LeBron, in his 8 trips to the finals, Shannon,
go ahead, tell him.
26 Hall of Famers he's played against. 26 Hall of Famers.
It's 26 more than 9.
Yes, okay. A little bit. Just barely. Just barely. And the people that guarded Michael Jordan in the finals were usually about 6'3". Jeff Hornacek, Byron Scott.
Woo!
Dan Marley was 6'7", but come on. He's not guarding Michael Jordan.
Gary Payton did.
Gary Payton's only 6'4".
Yeah.
Jordan's 6'6".
So I'll give you
Hawkins, 6'3".
Go ahead. You're doing good right there. You're doing good.
I mean, it's this. I'm not giving LeBron a pass, but there is no question this team is better than, by far, anybody that Michael Jordan faced. And I've heard this from former players and even some reporters, even though they say Jordan's the GOAT, and I agree, they say he dominated a watered-down era.
Woo!
There were no super teams when Michael Jordan went on that run.
So wrong.
The super teams he faced in the 80s, Detroit, Boston, the Lakers, he never beat them. When he dominated, it was 1 superstar
per team.
Maybe 2, at the most 2. Mostly 1 superstar per team. LeBron is in an era of 3 superstars on all the top teams. Now, he's had 3 himself, but still.
Oh,
it's a super
tell me
team
when you're
era.
finished.
I'm finished.
Are you finished?
No,
Mic dropped.
You want me to go?
Go.
I want to go. I didn't need 538. I didn't need 404, 330, 310 to tell me what my eyes tell me. Because I've been watching the finals. My first finals I can remember watching, Skip, was the Portland Trail Blazers against the 76ers. And the Blazers were down 0-2 with Big Red. You know what I'm talking about, Skip. Let's be real, Skip. Let's be all the way. Might be the best team ever assembled in the finals. You got guys in their absolute prime. You got Kevin Durant, who's the second best player in the league. Join Steph Curry, who's the reigning 2-time MVP. Klay Thompson is a top 5 shooter all time. Draymond Green will be Defensive Player of the Year. You got all of those guys, and we're going to discuss it later. They were so worried about the king. The guy that lost Game 7 picked up the phone. He didn't call his mom. He didn't call his homeboy. He reached out to another player and said, I need you, because they got a bad man in Cleveland, and we can't do nothing with him. This is with. It's not even, Skip, it's not even close. And what they say, and you love metrics. He always telling me about QBR. He always tell me about PER. Do that, Joy? Yeah, he does, Shannon, PER. Whee! Now, all
Is that supposed to be me?
Yeah. All of a sudden now, Skip don't like metrics. No. All of a sudden now, Skip doesn't like metrics. And you told me all year, QBR.
I like facts.
All
I got
these
facts.
are facts.
Tell me when it's my turn.
These are real facts, not alternative facts.
And the words of the great Joe Friday, just the facts,
Just facts, ma'am.
Just the facts.
Yeah,
It's your
I
turn.
got facts. Joy, once again, I'm across from 2 Walking Dead apologists. We must defend LeBron. We must defend LeBron. We must proclaim the Golden State Warriors the greatest team ever. We must defend the king.
We didn't say greatest.
Baloney! Here we go. Golden State is so great this year. They were so invincible. These are some of the losses they suffered. At Lakers by 20, at Memphis by 21. Christmas Day, right in that building, they blew a 14-point lead and lost to Kyrie Irving. At home, they blew a 24-point lead to Memphis and lost by 9 in overtime. Then they lost by 32 at Denver. And guess what? And this is what you guys want to really sweep epically under the rug. My Spurs, the first 2 times they went to Golden State this year, once in the regular season, they won by 29 in Oakland. Game 1, Western Conference playoffs. Third quarter, my Spurs were up 23. Let's sweep that under the rug, though, because it didn't count. That game didn't count, right?
They get swept?
Oh, wait, 23 when Zaza Pacheap stuck his big size 17 under Kawhi's shoe, or we would be having a very different conversation. Because, number one, Golden State wouldn't be the first team ever to sweep the playoffs because they would have lost Game 1, and then I think they would have lost in 7 to my Spurs. You know it deep down.
I do not know it.
The Spurs had that team's number. So now, let's go to the fact, let's put it in context. We are seeing a LeBron team here that finished out the regular season on a run of 46 games going 23-23. So let's not overrate the competition of these high and mighty Golden State Warriors, because we're looking at a Cavaliers team that finished 22nd in the league in defense. So you're going to proclaim them all-time great just because they're taking care of the business they should take care of? Now, let's go to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Here's what everybody, this is the biggest point that ever gets missed. In Jordan's day, the Eastern Conference was way rougher than the Western Conference. So the NBA Finals kept taking place in the Eastern Conference playoffs. I'm still going to defend the Western Conference final foe that Michael played against, but look at that year, the 95-96 Bulls. They had to get through Alonzo and Tim Hardaway's Heat.
Any of them Hall of Famers?
They swept them, huh?
Any Hall of Famers?
Lonzo
won.
Okay,
That's one,
okay.
Okay.
Then it's the Knicks of Ewing, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, who's going to be on this show in just a few minutes, John Starks, Derek Harper, and Charles Smith. That was a strong, tough NFL type football team.
How many Hall of Famers and how many All-NBA players on that roster you just
let's
named?
go to the next round. Let's go to the Eastern Conference.
One.
Okay. Next round. It's
One
Orlando.
All-Star.
They swept Orlando of Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, and Penny's a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not.
Well, he
Penny's
should
not.
be. He just got hurt. Was he not?
Hey.
Okay, he was at least on the same career path that Durant and Steph are on. Had he not been dominating,
he was great.
Yeah. Okay,
But
and Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott and Brian Shaw, that was a basketball team in Orlando. They swept them.
They got swept by the Rockets,
1, 2, 3.
too.
Okay, but look what Utah did on the way to the '98 finals, which I covered, the last shot finals. Utah swept the Houston Rockets of Olajuwon Drexler, Charles Barkley, and Mario Elie, who I had high respect for as a clutch shooter. Then the Utah Jazz wiped out my Spurs in 5 games. That was Duncan Robinson, Sean Elliott, and Avery Johnson. Then the Utah Jazz swept the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals of Shaq, young Kobe, Rick Fox, Van Exel, and Eddie Jones. It was a really good basketball team, and they swept it. And then they had Michael and company on the ropes in Game 6 until Michael said, that's enough. Well, don't bring – you got to do the East as well as the Finals because the Eastern Conference was so much tougher in those days than the West.
But the talent was more spread out. Now the talent is together on one team.
Yes.
I mean,
I need to see this team.
Okay,
I'm going to ask you again. What has Golden State proven so far in their careers, either together or apart? Maybe they're going to finish it off tonight. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Maybe let's see what happens.
What they've proven. Only unanimous MVP ever. Best regular season record ever. Now they're going to have the best, or they already have the best playoff record ever. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah, what I can take away is that they had a Game 7 at home last year, again, without Kevin Durant, but with the unanimous MVP. They shot 1 for 10 from 3 in the fourth quarter. That's awful. That's disgraceful.
Skip, the last time the team that you see on the court now, the last game they've lost when they've all played together was February the 4th. We're in June. Can I ask you a question? I just want to know this because 96, I think I slept through this. I was like hibernating. I hibernated for the whole year of 95, 96. Did the Bulls lose a game?
Yeah, in fact, I'm glad you brought that up. I was covering the Cavaliers for the Akron Beacon Journal that year.
And they beat them.
The Bulls came here. One of the 10 losses was to a Cavaliers team that had Chris Mills, Terrell Brandon as their best player. A mediocre team.
So this year's all-time,
they beat that 72-win team.
This all-time great Golden State team had 6 double-digit losses. That Bulls team had 2 for the whole regular season. Wow.
This Golden State team, I think, could have matched the 73 wins or even got 74 if they had wanted to. They didn't want to after what they did last year.
Jordan would have terrorized this team. He would have. Psychologically and physically terrorized them. You know it for sure. Deep down, you know it.
It's okay. You can admit it.
We're not going to judge you.
No mercy. Our next guest went to the Cavs championship parade last year with Shannon. That's a good picture. Also a former All-Star Cleveland native, and he'll be a coach in the Big 3 League this summer, which airs on FS1 on June 26th. Charles Oakley, welcome back to Undisputed.
Glad to be here.
Good to have you back.
Wait a second. Wait a second. How did Shannon Sharpe get in that picture?
We all hooked it up for him. We had passes. We had everything.
What were you doing here?
I was celebrating because I called him.
Shannon.
Our fire truck broke down, so he wanted us to get on the float. They're like, come on, Oak and Shannon, get on the float. Like, we're going to enjoy the moment with y'all.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about tonight's Game 4. Cavs loss tonight would mark the second time LeBron James has been swept in the finals. No team in NBA history has overcome a 3-0 deficit. So unless LeBron pulls off the impossible, his NBA Finals record will drop to 3-5. As we know, Michael Jordan went a perfect 6-0 in the finals. Charles, how would you compare Jordan and LeBron?
Well, LeBron's 6'8", 260. Michael was 6'6", 215. Both great athletes, but two of the best guys everybody compares. So they just different. And Michael is, he got that swagger. LeBron is more of the guy. Hey, I'm gonna drive the bus and make sure everybody get home safe and this and that. But at the end of the day, you got to give both of them the credit. I said this before. It's like being in a grocery store. You got Corn Flakes and Frosted Flakes. They're on the same shelf, but I think Michael's first. And what he's done is, go win 6 championships, 6 for 6. He set out 2 years. They said he might have would have won 2, but I think at the time New York was peaking, but we could never, we never grew out. Some stuff you'll plant and it never grows. So, but hey, I'm taking both of them in my top 3 of all time.
But you would take the Frosted Flakes over the Corn Flakes, right?
I know both of them. Yeah, I would have to. You know, I've been close friends with Michael for a long time.
You have.
Close to LeBron, but not like Mike, but he respects me, I respect him. But, hey, get both of them in the room. Hey, you got a nice show going on.
But the thing is, what I've tried to explain is that of the 10,000, 11, 12,000 people, guys that have played in the NBA, to say at the end of the day that you're only the second best player in NBA history, that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
That's not, granted, he's still trying, now look, his career is not over. He still can string together another, 2 straight finals, 3 straight finals, and maybe win 2 more. Right. And maybe we'll have to revisit this conversation again. But it's hard to deny what this man has been able to accomplish. He came straight from high school. He didn't have a Hall of Fame coach. And he had, early in his career, he played with no Hall of Fame players. And he took a team to the NBA Finals. The 11 straight All-NBA first team, the 4 MVPs, the 3 finals, led everybody in every statistical category last year. Right. The guy's averaging 32, 12, and 10. And his team has yet to win a game. Skip, Michael is Michael. I love Michael Jordan. I got a bunch of Jordan shoes. But LeBron James ain't fettuccine. He's not pimento cheese. He's poulet. Goes for about
way over my head.
800. It's made out of, they get it from donkeys. It's a cheese with donkey milk.
That's what he
has something behind it.
Oh, that's a bad analogy. But anyway, back to
eat cheese.
Oh, stop it, Joy. You tell all my business like a little sister.
Charles, you went to battle with Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So you saw him in the locker room. You saw him under fire. To me, I covered him in Chicago. Just the ultimate assassin. He had a killer mindset that was unlike. It's not even fair to compare LeBron's mindset, sort of his makeup, to this man's, because I've never seen anything like the ultimate competitor that was Michael.
Oh, that was him. No matter on the court, off the court, playing tonk, marbles or whatever.
Card game, tell him.
He was just something about him. It's something like when you watch some soap opera, some things on TV, you be like, what make you want to come back? What make you want to keep watching? It's something that you miss or something you want to see in the character. And Michael was that guy when you knew when the season started, everybody wanted to get that ticket, no matter where he was playing, Sacramento, Utah, wherever, because they wanted to see Michael, because you only can see him when you're on the West Coast 1 time a year. And he was just that special. LeBron's special. Now, what LeBron do, no athlete never done in the NBA on a consistent basis. Carry guys every year, 82 games. That takes a lot of work, a lot of heart, a lot of dedication. And that's what's going on with Cleveland. He got to walk these guys to the parking lot, to the bathroom, try to walk them to the court, but they said, no, the game is too tough for us right now. So he really playing, him and Kyrie, really 5-on-2.
5-on-2. I mean, Tristan has had his moments, not in these finals, but
Kevin
Love has had his moments.
JV. Now you're playing against a college team and maybe an NBA team playing against a college team. Cleveland rolling reverse now. It ain't like in the East just flying over everybody. Not Golden State showing them they're a JV team.
But, your Bulls teams, again, I thought Michael made Scottie Pippen a top 50 player.
Well,
that's just me. That's the way I view it.
When I was in the league, Scottie was a rookie, came in. And, Scottie is real. A lot of stuff people don't know about Scottie. I mean, Scottie, we was playing golf yesterday. It was like 7 in the morning, and we was just talking, Ron Harper. And I said, Scottie, man, you told Michael, you told him that one day in practice you're going to be better than him. He told MJ that. And, hey, he got 6 away, Michael got 6. So Scottie still feel like he's better than Michael, but in a joking way. Yeah. But we know not in history for numbers and what Michael done in the past.
So I've always said this. LeBron, much better passer than Michael was. I think he's a better rebounder just on his size and strength.
LeBron got a lot of things over Michael.
He got a lot of things.
But they said Michael was
that
the GOAT.
thing, that one thing, that killer thing,
he got the
that
killer.
winner thing. If I had a choice of teammates, I would take Michael to battle.
Well, according to what you got around you, too. Man, you can take Michael with his early career in Chicago, you ain't going to win nothing.
Oakland. Stop, don't you tell me Oakland.
And, Michael, I played with Michael.
Not until you got there,
Well,
right?
no, I was just, I wasn't a great piece, but I was an understanding piece. You know how you buy a new piece of furniture and other pieces I'm going to put in the basement? And you always want to think about it's in the basement. But no, LeBron make everybody way more better than Michael.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned the Bulls just a second ago and Jordan's Bulls. Next up, earlier this week, all the Vegas sports books said that these Warriors would be favored over Michael Jordan's 96 Bulls team that won 72 games. So, Charles, which team is better, these Warriors or those 96 Bulls?
Well, the Warriors is a great team. And, I know KD is, they call him whatever piece you want to add with Golden State from last year from winning 73 games. But, it's hard to put Michael second to anybody who played basketball in the last 30 years, 40 years, for what he can do on the court in big moments. Golden State got some good players, Clay, Steph, Draymond, but I think the Bulls have been more physical, more smarter. They'll find a way to make Golden State do something else, not the strength every time up and down the court, because Golden State right now is just playing cruise control. Cleveland ain't forcing them to do something else. That's the problem. They need to trap them and get out of their comfort zone.
But here's the thing, though. And I hate doing hypotheticals because we're only going to find out if they play 2K18 and you can pick the team. But what era? Are you going to play in the 90s era or are you going to play in the free-flowing area?
I think the 90s, Golden State will have a chance. Bulls will always have a chance.
Yeah.
Because they got that number one guy.
Yeah.
Not a number two guy, number three. So some of them guys on Golden State is number one in this era, but back in that era, they might have been number, they wouldn't have been like, no killers. But Michael was always a killer no matter what era. It's a difference.
You remember the 96 playoffs?
Yeah.
Your Knicks went up against Jordan's Bulls. It was over in 5 games, and you had Ewing and you and Anthony Mason and Starks and Derek Harper and Charles Smith. You had a basketball team, very physical NFL-style basketball team.
Yeah, we do. We did. Yeah. But it's just like Cleveland. They feel like they got a team now against Golden State, But sometimes you just don't have enough talent, and that was showed in New York's case when we played the Bulls. I think we got out-coached a couple of games. We didn't adjust like we should have. Pat Riley's the coach that you got to do it his way. Golden State with Cleveland, I think Cleveland needs to just get more physical. Not in a bad way. I think, we played, everybody was, the 90s was so physical. It was physical because everybody was bigger. It made everybody look like it was a more, rough game. But it was a lot of soft guys in the 90s. Trust me.
but Skip, if he compared everybody to himself, everybody was soft.
Right?
No, it wasn't a lot of soft guys. It was tough guys.
So last
like
quick
Rodman.
thought. What do you think happens tonight? Can Cleveland rebound tonight?
The city hope.
Yep.
But what you looking at, eye test, LeBron can get 60, 15. No, serious. He could have got 60 the other night.
Yeah.
He could have got 60. And we wouldn't be talking about this last game. But, you got to give him a chance. Kyrie got to have another big game. I think Love, you're going to just have to keep hitting the board. And somebody got to be the X factor off the bench. Somebody got to either score 10 points off the bench and give them a chance. Or Cleveland got to be up going in the fourth quarter at least by 10 or 12.
No mercy. Hey guys, before we move on to the next topic, let me tell you about ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. If you want to find the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 100+ job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. You can find candidates in any city or industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll into ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. There's no juggling emails or calls to your office. Quickly screen the candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out why ZipRecruiter has been used by Fortune 100 companies and thousands of small and medium-sized businesses. And right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. That's ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. One more time, try it for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/undisputed. Now let's get to our next topic. No mercy. Draymond Green told ESPN that after the Warriors lost Game 7 of the finals last year, he called GM Bob Myers from the Oracle Arena parking lot and urged the team to sign Kevin Durant. Then Draymond called KD directly, telling him to come to Golden State. We're joined by NBA champ Steven Jackson. Welcome back, Steven.
Thank you.
If you were Draymond and it just lost Game 7 of the finals. Would you have done that?
For help, yes. I mean, they weren't going to beat the Cavs without KD. It never was going to happen. He knew he needed help. He knew he was dealing with a monster out here, and KD was a free agent at the time. He was looking to go other places. Why not call one of the best players in the league? I think that was a great thing to do by reaching out to the GM, letting them know that we need a guy like KD. Look where they at right now, up 3-0. So it was the right thing to do.
I wouldn't have done it because let me tell you what happened in my two most painful losses, Skip. We lost the 91 AFC Championship game to Buffalo. You know the first person I called was my brother. We lost the divisional to Jacksonville. We were 13-3. We lost to a team that had only been a team in existence for 2 years. The first person I called, my brother.
Did you ask him to come to Denver?
Yeah. So think about this, Skip. Let's put this in perspective. You lose a game. The most painful time, you don't call your mom. You don't call your best friend. You reach out to a current player in the NBA saying, come join me because they got a monster in Cleveland we can't control now. Yeah. We've let him get too big. That's what he did, Skip. And hold on, you was pounding and trumping the thing. He stood face to face with LeBron James and called him a B. Now, who the real B if he gonna jump on the phone and call somebody to come join him? Get at your boy. Yeah. I mean, think about it.
Hey, and it's a difference between talking it and be about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys in the NBA that talk it and make it look good.
For the first time all week here in Cleveland, I completely agree with
you. Agree with your boy. You agree with your boy. Well, I want to talk to him. You know, since you agree with me.
You know what? Draymond looked like the B.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yes.
I love you, man, Steven Jackson, but there's no way I respect that he got on the phone in the parking lot after your team was up 3-1 and you got suspended for that word and for kicking him in the man region after that.
Right.
And it's on you. You had some responsibility, if not high degree of responsibility, for the turnaround.
Yes.
Right.
And then Bogut was lost, obviously, for Games 6 and 7.
Right.
But now you need help. So two people I lose respect for. Number one, Draymond. I have high regard for him because he's the tough guy, I thought, of this group.
He make it look
he's
good.
He's the guts and the glue.
You see?
They make it look good.
Okay. But that's a B move, man. It is.
That's
a B move. I'm sorry. Well, it is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What? And for Steph Curry, a back-to-back MVP to say, come on, I embrace you. I give up to you, my team, because it was clear in the fourth quarter the other night, this ain't Steph's team anymore.
No.
It's KD's team,
You know,
right?
I don't think these guys worried about none of that, though, Skip. They want to be great. They want to win, man. And at the end of the day, you never can fault somebody for wanting to win.
No.
I hate guys that come in the game and they're about money and about fame but don't care about winning. That's not fair to the fans. That's definitely not fair to the guys that's on that sideline with you. Right. So I respect them for wanting to be on teams to win. But me, I'm a loyal guy. I'm going to stay down with who I came in with, and I'm going to make it work. That's how I always been.
You were.
You know, that's all I understand. You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
Skip, I don't have a problem. If they go out and they want if my team would have called me, because there have been times that Mike have asked me to get on the phone and call somebody they were trying to recruit. But I'm not calling after we lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not calling a time. Man, look here, man.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I need you to come join us, bro. We can't beat these guys. I mean, our secondary. I'm not doing that, Skip. I mean, you get in the parking lot after a game.
Yeah.
You just got beat up, and you call the biggest dude, the baddest dude, the next, and say, "Hey, bro, dude just beat me up. Can you get him for me?" Hey, come on.
That's how that comes across.
I wouldn't. You know what? Even if I had done that, Stephen, I'd have never said that publicly.
Right.
I'd have took that to my grave. That's a lie. Well, I heard, Shannon, you got on the phone and you called to join the team. That's a lie. And when I had to go meet my maker, I'm like, I did tell one lie. I'm sorry for it, but I told a lie. You tell that publicly, that the team that just beat you, you don't feel the way you're constructed that you could ever beat them again.
You had just beat them the year before.
But you know why? He knew. As long as Kyrie and Kevin Love is there, and they got a big three and you got a big three, you're not beating LeBron James. They needed a one guy that could cancel LeBron James, and then Steph and Clay could do their thing. They had no guy that you can just give them the ball like they gave KD. Say, KD, go get us a bucket. We're going to move to the other side. Right. He got the pick. He got one-on-one with Tristan, hit an 8-foot jumper, put it down to 2.
Big-time shot.
That's why they did. And And this man have the nerve. And everybody, yeah, you heard what he called LeBron. He called him a B. Boy, and he just did that punk move. Boy, that might, look here.
It's when he called him a B and all that, that's for TV. They're not really gonna fight. They're not really gonna do nothing. That's all for TV. Nobody's gonna get mad enough where they want to throw some hands these days. So
no.
I don't buy it. I don't even pay attention to it. It's all for TV.
So, Captain Jack, explain this one to us. Fox Sports Ohio has reported that the Cavaliers are now were highly agitated over the celebratory squat of one Steph Curry after the KD3 that we were just talking about on Wednesday night. What's your view of that?
Well, he was definitely on his way to do the Eddie House big
he
balls,
was
big
do
shot.
Eddie House.
Yeah, he was going to do the big. Yeah, but he caught himself because I think Steph's smart enough to know, okay, I'm about to get fined. I can't do it. It's bad timing. And he was mid doing that and caught himself, and that's why it was so awkward. He dropped his mouthpiece.
He
Yeah,
did.
he kind of caught himself off guard. He was on his way to doing that.
I think he was thinking about the Nicki Minaj. KD just pooped on him. That's what I'm thinking. You thinking the mouthpiece, but come on, look at this. Man, hey, Skip.
That's just disgusting to me.
I don't have no problem with no Skip. If you don't want me to celebrate, you don't like my antics.
I got you.
You could have stopped that. You could have made Kevin Durant shot obsolete. The Kansas City, they got mad at me because we beat them in the divisional after they had beaten us and won the division. And the reporter stopped me on the sideline. I'm running off the locker room. I said, we came to their house, drank their wine, ate their food, put our feet up, and we left and didn't say thank you. Everybody got upset. Why you get upset? You had 60 minutes
to stop you from doing that.
Yep, I agree.
And I'm coming back next year and say worse.
Wrap it up, Steven Jackson. Can the Cavaliers pick themselves up psychologically in time to save face in this game?
No, but they have LeBron James, so it's always possible.
All right.
You notice the one theme, Skip? Everybody say that. They don't mention nobody else. They say, as long as you got that monster.
By the way, you've told two lies in your life, that LeBron is better than Jordan. That was the other lie.
I didn't tell you.
So you're making
Keep
that.
it track, Shannon. Well, we talked a lot about tough guys just there. Anyway, Stephen, thank you for joining us. No mercy. This is the Skip and Shannon Undisputed podcast, where we're delivering you an unscripted, unfiltered, undisputed version of the biggest topics of the day's show. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Like us on Facebook at Undisputed on FS1, follow on Twitter at Undisputed, and catch us at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, Monday through Friday on FS1. You can find us on Channel 219 on DirecTV, 150 on Dish. That's all for this week. I'm Joy Taylor. Make sure to tune back in on Monday.
Fox Sports, one of one.